What is going on, everyone? My name is Matt, and I talk about error cards. That's all I do. Just kidding, that's all I do on this channel though, mostly. Let's get going! Hey puppy. Alright, kicking things off this week, we have a Charizard from XY Evolutions. This is the Holo version, and this is a Holo Bleed version. Typically, the Holo is just confined right to inside the Holo box here, but due to a low ink error, some of that Holo actually shines through. And so that's where we get these amazing Holo Bleeds. This card was listed for $175, sold for $157.50. Pretty good condition. We got some little bit going on with the corners there. Nothing too bad though. Nothing that can't be straightened out. Do we have a video? Oh boy, they showed the whole process. Here's raw, packaged up again, packaged up again, packaged up again, and ready to send. Let's go. Oh, that's awesome. Haven't seen that before. Clearly this person doesn't look like they've been selling for too long, but they really kind of have their act together. Good for them. And due to this error, this card gained $110 of value, just about. Next up, we have a Rattata, a shadowless Rattata from base set, and Rattata, yeah. And this is a repeating error. Where is it? Take a look. Right here, a repeating ink error where there's two red ink circles. I believe this could be called the Fang error, especially due to Rattata's fangs there. A really neat one that's very subtle, and I don't think many people pick up on, but also I think it's rare enough where it doesn't pop up very often. So I am unable to get one without it being listed as an error. Besides that, this sold for 20 bucks. Not bad, considering average non-error price is $2.04. How's the back of the card? eBay. It's got this new thing where it's just like a... I'm very in tune to all the changes they make because I interact so much with it. Okay, back of the card, pretty good. Good shape. Error value increase of 880% is actually good enough for number 10 this week. Now, don't let this fool you though. This is still a pretty interesting week. It's just, this is one of the lower numbers we've had on the top 10 for a while. Next up, we have a base set Wartortle with the Evolution Box error. Listed for $185, sold for $185, I verified. And we see right here, there's a mini Wartortle where there should be a Squirtle. Awesome repeating error. I believe one of the only ones where, this is one of repeating errors that PSA will actually recognize too. They kind of only recognize some of the more iconic errors, I would say, repeating errors. And card's in good shape too. And I believe that's why it sold for $90 more than the average error price. Because someone's going to get this graded, and if it gets a grade 8, it's worth $200, grade 9, $650, and upward and onward from there. So definitely an awesome card in great shape. And it's worth a lot more than the average non-error price. That's why I love talking about these. $2.24 for an average non-error price one. That gives us an 8,159% EVI, which is good enough for number 3 this week. Now, true class isn't loud. It's the quiet confidence of elegance, taste, and culture that speaks for itself. This next card sold for $606.69. True class, true culture. We have a base set Chansey. Why did this sell for so much? Well, let's flip it around. Oh! Inverted, misaligned back on a base set Holo that's in good condition. Now I've said before that an inverted back can happen on any set produced from Pokemon ever. Now, you say these words and you just don't really think about what that means until you see it in action, and it's just incredible. $606.69 for this bad boy. Oh, goodness gracious. That is awesome. The front's perfectly centered. That truly is a grail. Look at that. Oh, can we click in? We can click in. Look at that. That is incredible. Now, we've missed the alignment dots. That's okay. That's okay. This is special enough where we don't need alignment dots. Average non-error price, $15.46. That gives us a 3,824% EVI. That's good enough for number 5 this week. Man, that's something special. That's cool. That's why we do this here. Next up, we have a Slowbro Spirit Link trainer card. This is from Evolutions, I believe? Yes, I believe so. And this is Miscut. Fat. Big brain top. Alignment dot in the top left. Another portion of a card here. And on the front, obviously an alignment dot in the top right. You can see the information here. This is, we can see another card on the top here. This is 85106. I believe that's not the same card though, because this says 86108. So, okay, so above this is a revive. We can see, yes, right here, that checks out. How incredible. We love these miscuts that are just kind of shifted up. Obviously, this is shifted over enough too where it shows an alignment dot. I think that is one of the prettier orientations for a Pokemon card to be miscut. Absolutely awesome. Good shape too, really not bad. And that's why this card sold for $42. Now we're just knocking out the top 10 right here in the early bits here. Sold for $42. Average non-era price is $2.49. That gives us a 1,587% EVI. And that's good enough for number 7 this week. Alright, and next up we have a Glaceon Vstar, and this is a miscut. Shifted, oh eBay, come on. Shifted to the left, so we have a thinner border on the right here, thicker right here, and what's that back look like? Oh, is that, I think that's an alignment dot. Top right alignment dot, same orientation then. Now I'm gonna have to refresh the page because eBay stinks sometimes. There we go. Sold for exactly what it was listed for, $270. Now average non-era price is around $35. So $235 of value added to this card. Goodness, that's awesome. By the way, if you watch my behind the scenes videos, you'll see a lot of the cards that I saw in there were actually in here too. So kind of fun to show you my thoughts and feelings on how to make these episodes and just error cards in general. So next up we have a Pokemon Tops card. This is a Voltorb, and why am I talking about it? Because it's a crimp error. Listed for 20 bucks, sold for 20 bucks, and let's take a look. So when the plastic around the cards was getting closed, it got misaligned. It leaves an indentation on the card itself, on the front here and on the back. Look at that. Now, does this seem like it cut a little bit weird too? Is this a cut and crimp error? That doesn't look completely square. Maybe it is, because that looks a little off too. Okay, maybe that's fine. But yes, absolutely wonderful. This is wonderful. I love crimps, and it's always cool to see these same errors transferred to Topps cards just to see what it looks like. And around $16 of value added to this card. Now next up we have a Blastoise and Piplup GX. The alternate art full art cards. Alternate full art cards, there we go. And this is misaligned. How much information are we missing here? A decent amount. It's not crazy, but this is one of the bigger chase cards, so I thought it'd be fun to include. This sold for $300, added $85 of value. Let's take a look at the back too. So yeah, it's shifted a little bit. I would say this is solidly off center. I wouldn't say miscut. We don't see the alignment dot. But to have a bigger chase card like this shifted and to add $85 of value to a card, that's pretty neat. Play that music. Next up, we have a base set Ponyta with the fat bottom miscut. Listed for 20, sold for 10. Man, someone got a deal on this to get a vintage miscut like this from base set for $10. That's extremely lucky. And we don't see an alignment dot. That would be because centering left to right is gosh darn perfect. But up to down is where it's miscut. And so we can see just a little sliver on the top and that fat bottom. That's why this music's playing. Now this card sold for $10. Average non-era price, $1.80. So EVI of 460%. Definitely think this is more, even with the condition of the card, it's not the best. This is definitely more of a $15 to $20 card, maybe $25 if you're patient. But I'm just happy we get to talk about it. So, awesome card. On to the next. Alright, next up we have a Charmander from Team Rocket set, and this is a perfectly placed printer hickey. I always say, you put that printer hickey on a spot within the art box, on the Pokemon or on, some sort of important part of the card, it's going to be worth more. And by golly was I right. Listed for $45, sold for $45. Here it is. Oh, look at that. It's on the flame itself. Now, I have a printer hickey on this exact card. It's close. I'll show you here. So here it is. Here's my card right next to it. Doesn't really tell us, they weren't printed at the same time, but just goes to show that printer hickeys can be worth quite a bit. I think we know that already, but yeah, I love printer hickeys on fire type Pokemon too. We got the red surrounded by the yellow, and then again you put that on the flame. That's just the best. Let's think of better locations this could go on too. I think eyes would be really cool. Mouth would be cool. And anywhere on Charmander itself, but this is really one of the best spots you can get. Truly. Very neat to see the condition of the card. Are they selling the Japanese card too? Oh, okay. I did not see that before. My bad. I thought they were just showing it because that's like a different artwork. Okay, so there's 2 cards here. This made the top 10, but I did not include the price of this card, so whoops. Okay, yeah, this is another cool printer hickey. This is kind of neat too. It's behind some of the information here. So again, that's another reason why it's fun to slow down and take a look at the cards is you see it's behind the information bar here. It gets kind of cut off. It's not actually on here. So it shows what layer of the card it was actually printed on. Neat. Okay, back of the card. Japanese one's good. Both in good shape. Yeah, awesome sale. Okay, so EVI, again, just the one card. $3.27. So that gives us a 1,276% EVI. Good enough for number 8 this week. Yeah, that's a neat one. Snorlax from Jungle Set. Non-hollow highlighter error. Listed for 80, sold for 75. CGC 4. Right here. Repeating error of a highlight ink error. See, it impacts the information here. Also, lightens up the text here. So again, tells us when this was added. This was added towards the end, I believe, because I guess I don't know that much, but it's not impacted by the shadow here. You can see the shadow's still here. Yeah, that's a neat one. This added around $67 of value to this card and is a wonderful repeating error that I will get one day. And it's not going to be listed as an error, and I'll get it. Next up, we have a TV Reporter training card, Reverse Hollow, from EX Dragon. This sold for $230. Now why is that? This card was not meant to be printed. It was not meant to be a reverse hollow, but they printed some of these and they are worth a lot. $230 for this card. You can see it's not in the best condition either. You know what a good card looks like, good condition. This isn't it. Crazy. Listed for $430. Best accepted offer price, $230. They did it right. Now, average non-error price, $1.44. That gives us a 15,872% EVI. That's good enough for number 2 this week. We actually have error pricing for this too, which is fun. Average raw price, $270. You get to a grade 9, $1,600. PSA 10, $7,000. BGS Black Label, $17,000 for this card. That is stupendous. Were these the people you had to battle too? In I forget which Pokemon game that was. One for the Game Boy. I remember battling them, just kicking their butt every time. And yeah, that was definitely a fun memory playing that Pokemon game. I might be playing that this weekend actually. Next up, we have a Litwick, and this is a fold over error card. Alexa is just rambling on right now. Cancel! She's trying to buy something. What the heck did I say? If editor Matt sees something that I said that sounded like Alexa, I'll put it in there. That was freaky. God, I'm home alone right now. This is a Litwick. This is a fold over error. Now let's take a look. So, interesting. So, what do we think happened here? This may take me a second. This is an indent of another card, and this is obviously where it folded over, and on the front of the card, this is blank. So, but the back of the card's still intact. So before they combined the front and the back of the cards, this got folded over and then cut. And so this part did not get included, but the back got included. And we end up with this card that sold for $25. My personal opinion, I think this could have sold for a lot more. Fold over errors or ones where you have like a little bit extra of a card, they'd sell for a lot more. You know, you might have to be patient, but like $50 to $70 is my guess. Even for cards like this, you know, with the Litwick that no one really cares for, the $1.43 version. Yeah, that can still sell for quite a bit. Awesome card though. Again, just kind of seeing what would happen in the factory to make this occur and just piecing together everything. That is why this is so fun. Take some time to slow down and really see what the heck is wrong with it. Trying to do that with my own life, but it's not going as well. Just kidding, I'm okay. Average down arrow price, $1.43. So that gives us a 1,648% EVI. That's good enough for number 6 this week. I think I was really hunched over there. Okay. Evolution Box Wartortle. 145 listed. Sold for 100. You know what the error is, so let's just take a look at the condition of the card. That's not bad. Oh, eBay, I hate you. eBay. Okay, you know what? It might just be easier to go like this. Ah, oh, this is so frustrating. That's okay. You'll make it through. Okay, right here. Now this ain't bad. This little bit here, little bit here. That's like a. Again, I'm learning more about grading. This is grade 7, grade 8 territory. It is neat. Sold for $100. As we know, average down arrow price is $2, and I put 34 cents. It's actually 24 cents. There's a big enough jump between 3 and 4 where it doesn't matter. EVI 4,174% is good enough for number 4 this week. And average error price is $95, so this was pretty close to that. Again, I will reference the behind the scenes video I made. I was showing all of the error cards, the sold listings on eBay. I was looking through, and I was like, square cuts, I probably won't include it unless it's something interesting. And I didn't realize that was actually the square cut that I bought. You can see I bought this item. I didn't realize it till after. I thought that was pretty funny. I was in the car, my wife was driving, and I was like, I haven't bought an error card in a while. It was like a little bit of a dry streak, you know, just couldn't find any good errors. And I was like, what do they have for square cut errors? I don't have one. And so I was just looking, and this is $3. Free shipping, hard to beat. And it's like, you know what, for my first square cut error, I'm okay if it's listed as an error. $3 for one that shows an alignment dot in the top right and is like square cut, a little bit rounded, and then a little bit more rounded. It's a unique one. You see it's even like a little bit of a dull blade when they were doing that too. So with no alignment dot on this side. Why are we looking at that? I could look here. Yeah, that checks out though. This is also a pretty artwork. I never really slowed down to take a look at the artwork itself too, and this is a pretty one. You got a nice town here with some mountains in the background and just an Eevee living its best life. So this is my card. Average down arrow price is $1.30, so an EVI of 130%, and that's good enough for number. It's not even close to the top 10, but a fun find. Next up, we have a Haunter from Fossil Set, CGC 8.5 blue ink smear error, blue stain error, listed for $270, sold for $250. Oh man. No, I forget what the most severe version of this is, but this has got to be one of the more. I believe you can tell easier because the stain will be further to the right. So I know some don't reach it to the art box. This is in the art box and then some. You see it kind of goes out past here. Now some might reach Haunter here too, but I would say this is definitely on the side of more severe. Awesome. Oh, it's even reaching down a little bit here too. That's really extending out. Haunter is 5'3" and weighs 0.2 pounds. I guess that makes sense. Okay. Average non-error price for a grade 8.5 is $84. That gives us $165 of value added to this card because it's an error. Repeating error, yes. Average error price, can't find it. We're not going to find it here unless it's just hard because of these ranging in severity ones. You can't get a good, really idea of it. Next up, Miscut. Pokemon Charizard Generations RC5 RC32 Holo Radiant Collection near mint. A miscut that shifts it to the left. We have a thicker border on the right. eBay's. It's going to be the death of me. Okay. Harry Potter with his Charizard here. With the different Horcruxes here on the left. I'm on the last Harry Potter book currently. Alignment dot in the bottom right corner. Just a sliver of a border here. A little wonky, actually. I believe here's a little bit of border here, and it's kind of missing here. Yeah, I believe that checks out. Cool. Awesome card. You know, kind of strays from other cards that were printed here. We have we got snowflakes here. Charizard must be cold. The backside, not as miscut. So we call this misaligned. This is more shifted down a little bit, and the front is shifted to the side. Now this was listed for $189.99. Sold for that exact amount. An average non-era price is $15. So that gives us an 1167% EVI. That's good enough for number 9 this week. Alright, Shadowless Vulpix, PSA 9. PSA recognized error, blue dot error. What do you want to call it? Call it whatever you want. I call it that. $274.15 for this bad boy. That's neat. That's so cool. Again, if you want to place an ink or a printer hickey somewhere on a card, if you want it to be more valuable, put it on the Pokemon itself. And how iconic. It's just, they're all right here. That's just so fascinating, isn't it? It's not like, oh, one's right here, one's right here. No, they're all right here. For the standard edition and the first edition. First edition's more rare. This added $240 of value to this card because of this little blue ink stain. And that's pretty neat. In my personal, humble, correct opinion, get this graded with PSA. If they recognize an error, it's going to be worth more. Hands down. That's just a fact. We don't have average error pricing for this either. What the? First edition, Vulpix. Blue butt error. Not the error label though. Must be an older one. Yeah, okay. See, this starts with like 6-1, and this is 7-9. So somewhere along the line after here they got it. They started grading these or started recognizing the error. Unless they always did, this person just didn't submit it as an error. Either way, very interesting. The only difference is this is first edition. Both are grade 9s, and this one sold for a lot more though. $550. $550 for this. And it added $480 of value to this card because of that blue ink stain. Wonderful. That's a lot of money to add to a Pokemon card. EVI of 713%. Next up, we have a Cynthia's Ambition from Crown Zenith. And Cynthia's Ambition is to be cut correctly, and she failed. This is a wonky miscut. PSA 9 miscut label. Look at this. Twisted in the frame, we have more of an angle here. Thinner, thicker. We have an alignment dot. That's a dark alignment dot right there. All the way up and over. And on the back, consistent alignment dot. Now here's where the other card should be. Oh, okay. So it's miscut enough where it's actually not a Pokemon card shape. Interesting. That's hard to tell from the front. A little bit, yeah. Right here, right here. That's neat. That's why this sold for $200. Now, average non-error price for a grade 9 Cynthia's Ambition, $33. That's around $170 of value added to this card. Nice. Next up, someone got a heck of a deal, and I'm jealous. We have a Charmeleon from Top Series 1. This is a miscut in auction. Sold for 99 cents. I guess shipping was $4.14, which is a little high, so either way though. Yeah, one bid, 99 cents, and they won this. That is awesome. I love Topps miscuts. I think the contrast night and day difference between this card and the other card is very neat to see. And this is just a dark blue against this gradient red and orange and yellow. How cool is that? And the back here, same. Shifted up a little bit, or would that be over because it's a horizontal portion here? And this is 3% of another card. That might be right. Average non-error price for this bad boy? $3.53. So an error value decrease of 72%. Gotta show the highest EVI, but sometimes you show the lowest EVI too, to show who got the deals. Alright, next up we have a lot of 6 cards. These are all miscut. I believe these are all pulled from the same pack. Okay, so these are all from the same ETB. This person must have pulled it. How cool is that? Listed for 100, sold for 60. eBay, can you just, show me the full lot, please. I don't want to have to zoom in, but I'll do it. Okay, so we have a Phoebus, a Honedge, Groudon, Gabite, Natu, and Zubat. Oh man. Now it kind of like it seems like they ranged it in severity here, so it's like in order from most to least, greatest to least. We have a good portion of another card here. Alignment dot, alignment dot, alignment dot, alignment dot, no alignment dot, no alignment dot. and it's just like a 15%, 12, you know, all the way down to like just a little bit of another card. You can see a little bit of the details there. And on the back, consistent. That's so cool. Oh man, that's neat. For average non-error price, I added up all of the average non-error prices for this. So 6 cards together. These go for $8.08 for all of these reverse hollows. So that gives us around $52 of value added to these cards. And yeah, very neat to see. These miscuts are really cool. Now here's another miscut lot. This one was listed for $80, sold for $80, and let's take a look. The average non-error price is $10 for the whole lot. So $70 of value added. Now these are all, I believe, either GX or V cards. So Leafeon GX, that's an alignment dot? Just kind of a thicker border here. It looks like it's still from the same card. Same here. Kind of extends this artwork up a little bit with the alignment dot at the top left, and this portion here that kind of gives the information about the card, the printing time is cut off. Here, this is shifted over, so thinner border here. This looks maybe shifted up just slightly, and then right here, I believe that's an alignment dot. And then right here, the Weirdeer V, another portion of a card on the left here, and yeah, cut off obviously. Very cool. None of the backs of the cards showing, and this is a very interesting title for it. Reached out to the seller on Discord, and I'm not sure if they saw this or not in time. That's okay. But yeah, this doesn't seem like it would catch as many eyes as other listing titles. Don't know what was going on. Either way, 80 bucks is 80 bucks. That's not bad, seriously. $70 of value added. Final card this week, TV Reporter Trainer. Look familiar? It is, because there's another one of these that got sold. This one's in better shape though. This sold for $301.33. So again, this should not have been printed as a reverse hollow. What's that? Trick of the light, maybe? Yeah. Boy, they're giving you details here. Okay, wow. Some scratches. That's... Ooh. What would that do to the surface? That's not the best. Okay, this is otherwise a clean card, though. Average non-error price, $1.44. That gives us a 20,776% EVI, and obviously good enough for #1 this week. Thank you for watching. I am currently laying in a hammock up in northern Minnesota, enjoying my time off. Got this video filmed on a Wednesday. Should be posted Saturday or Sunday, I believe. And yeah, I love you guys to death. Thank you so much. Goodbye.